That hooded terrorist from ISIS. Speaking directly to President Obama today, the president headed to Europe for a high-stakes meeting with global leaders, and at the top of their agenda, what to do about the growing threat from ISIS. ABC's chief White House correspondent Jonathan Karl is traveling with the president. John?
Good evening, David. White House officials say the intelligence community is still working to confirm the authenticity of this tape, but officials tell me they have no doubt that it is real. The president has sought to downplay the threat posed by ISIS, but now with the second execution of an American and fears that the group holds two more, it's becoming a threat that is harder and harder to downplay. And as the president meets here with leaders in Europe this week, the need to come up with a comprehensive strategy to confront ISIS is at the top of the agenda. David?
John Karl, thank you. And I want to bring in ABC's chief global affairs correspondent Martha Raddatz. And Martha, I want to remind everyone at home of one important number tonight. More than 120 U.S. airstrikes on ISIS in Iraq in just the last 4 weeks. And Martha, we heard that message to the president. Will this change the U.S. strategy going forward?
David, I certainly think the execution of James Foley was a wake-up call, and this apparent execution will reinforce the resolve, but it will not change the overall strategy. There's disgust and anger about this horrific murder, but the military, the president have to distance themselves emotionally when making decisions. The airstrikes in northern Iraq have been relentless, however, the majority of them aimed at preventing ISIS from overtaking towns. As for Syria, the White House press secretary said today the president has been working closely with his team to review military options there. The surveillance flights over Syria have been looking at ISIS movement, ISIS targets, and there are plenty of them. It is now up to the president to decide if that is the route he wants to take, David.
All right, Martha Raddatz, John Karl.